This is the Go Maluku podcast.
All right, cool. We're live, so that's gonna be cool. So this is a kind of a change of pace. But what people are usually used is that a sentence?
Yeah.
What people use from the Go Maluku Live is every Monday that that I upload a convo that I have with friends and everyone else. What triggered me for this conversation to get Te Piha on the show was the personal was your personal journey, I would say. I'll just throw it in there. It's the just fucking do it. Just hashtag just fucking do it.
That's clean. That is clean.
I think when I saw you, so people know, I think we started to do what was it, COP 23?
23.
Yeah. Bond. We
Bond.
working together. You traveled all the way from Aotearoa, New Zealand, to Bond for the climate summit. Started working, and then I think we also started a book club. Actually, you remember that one?
Right. I do remember that one. I'm still only on one book since then, by the way. But, it was a good. Honestly, the book was really hard. It was.
Which one was it?
It was. So I was trying to grow my mindset, and I was working on my mental health. And so the book that I picked up was Eckhart Tolle, but I can't remember which one it was. It was.
Oh, okay. Probably Eckhart Tolle, probably on law of attraction, right? Eckhart Tolle?
A New World, yeah.
A New World. Oh, sorry. New World. Yeah.
My partner had given that to me, and it was hard. It took me like 6 months to read. It's a small book, but it's a heavy, I think I'm used to something like capturing me and then keeping me there, and then whereas this one, I had to like force myself through it because I was like, oh well, let's put myself in the situation and try and get through this.
Right.
And then that was the one and only book that I put on that book club.
Well, a new Earth. Sorry about that. Yeah, it is. I don't know how it came up with law of attraction though. Eckhart Tolle, New Earth. It's a sequel, I think. Like like the other book, The Power of Now. It's also a very good one.
That's one. Yeah.
But that one, for me at least, that was a hard one for me as in like trying to understand the workings of Power of Now through the book. Like if you like go on YouTube and or read other books, and then you get a much better hang of it. Because there's different ways of explaining the Power of Now. But yes, super excited about not excited, fascinated actually about your journey, right? Hashtag just fucking do it. I'm not gonna like beep it out, because it is super important that you just kick yourself in the ass, especially start of 2021. People saw 2020. I just love your thoughts on it as well. A lot of people saw 2020 as a year that was lost. Like, oh man, I'm just looking forward to 2021. People are postponing their life, their ideas, and everything else to 2021. And I think that's where most New Year's resolution end, because usually statistically, New Year's resolution that people start on January 1st, they die on January 15th or 16th, something along those lines.
Oh, I've passed that date.
You passed that date? Oh man.
I'm still
good
going.
On you, mate. Good on you. Super. I was triggered by your Instagram posts. So if people are interested, follow Te Piha on Instagram and his crew, Mahi Dogs. We're going to talk about that later as well. And Engine Room as well. Check him on Instagram because he's trying to document this challenge that he's talking about. Just before you dive into the challenge that you're in, can you give people like the 6-7 minute comical episode 1 Marvel Comics kind of version of Te Piha, so that people can put the just fucking do it challenge into the right mindset and context.
The origin stories.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
I think for myself, I've been known to just kind of follow the flow of whatever's going on in my life. I've never been too I've been very privileged, to be honest. From day dot, I've lived in both in Te Pākehā and Te Māori, so I was brought up on the marae, but I can also speak and read read English. So I see that as a privilege. I also see it as a privilege that I'm able to, I guess, follow my dreams and what I really want to do and where I want to take myself. And I think that comes down to kind of this journey through finding out who I am, where I'm going, and I'm still trying to figure out where I'm going. I think it's just a lifelong journey. But I think I'm just having pit stops here and there, like, you know, of areas that I enjoy, such as this challenge that's popped up. But real quick, I'm a gamer, love to game, been gaming since PlayStation 1. I read a lot of manga, listen to a lot of podcasts. I used to do a lot of acting and music, but I got a little bit porky as I 18-year-old Te Piha left high school, went out to the big old world. Rather beautiful, but didn't know how to look after myself, didn't know how to feed myself, and so I kind of went like this, and I spiraled down in I wouldn't say in a dark depression way, but like I wasn't hitting my highs that I would usually be.
Mm-hmm.
And I only kind of figured that out, I would say 2020. So I'm 27 now, 26. I thought I had everything going around 25, 24. I thought I was going in the right direction for all my kind of life.
Mm-hmm.
And it turns out it's a lot more like take things as they come. That's why I'm still kind of trying to figure out who I am at 27. But 2021, I reckon, really kickstarted my drive to really figure out who I am, really sculpt myself. Had been through some hard times before, and then 2020 came along. It was just nothing but ups. I got some funding for a digital tech program called Engine Room. COVID came along, but we were able to take it online. So we took our machines to our students, and then we were able to continue that online. And I think the time at home gave me the space to kind of really figure out who I wanted to be and where I wanted to go. Whereas before that, I would say I went straight from high school, straight into work, straight into uni, straight into work. And I didn't really have a time to just kind of sit down and just figure out what life is for myself.
Right.
As much as, as horrible as COVID-19 is for others out there, I always try and look at it on a different perspective and create my own narrative out of that. And so I guess I'm going to lead into the challenge.
Oh, yeah, please do.
So off the back of last year, worked a lot on my mental health, but my body took a beating. So as in, I wasn't looking after myself physically. I had a lot of money, so I was just eating a lot of takeaways and easy food. And I was reading a lot of books and podcasts saying that, if you can get your mind, your body, your wairoa, your spirit, all kind of at a good level, so you'll operate in a good level that you can kind of just go through life, I guess, happy. I think happy is like a perspective kind of thing, but like a bit more whole than what you previously were. And so this JFDI, just fucking do it challenge. Throughout 2020, I had a lot of projects and goals that I wanted to do for myself. But I kept telling myself, I kept putting it off. I kept pushing it back. I was saying, oh, this isn't the right time, or this isn't the right people, or I don't have the right gear or the right anything. And then I realized that I was falling into a pit of, I'm not too sure what it was, but I was making excuses for myself to not venture out and, I guess, discover what I was really trying to do. So, I think I was a bit too scared to announce that I wanted to do content. I was scared to announce that I wanted to do videography or any of these other goals that I wanted to do. And I think in hindsight behind that, it's what put it off for me. And of course, obviously, you're looking for the perfect or the perfection of the moment and be like, this is it. Everything's going good. Let's go for it. But I think for myself, 2021 was just as you were saying, the kick up the ass. It's stop talking in this way where I'm waiting, because I believe that I'll be waiting for a long time if I don't do anything now. And if I don't act and take that habit out of my life, which is kind of the bigger, I guess the whole question for this challenge was to really just put action into words. I was doing a lot of talking in 2020, so 2021 was more focusing on action and actually performing to the tasks and goals that I really wanted to do.
What was the because usually from my own personal experience, and I'm just checking my thoughts with you, is usually it was a experience that was like the straw that broke the camel's back. You're like, oh, you know what? Yeah, fuck it. I'm just gonna do it. And it was as tiny as it can be. Yeah, it can, for a lot of people. It can be a breakup. It can be your mom yelling at you, or it can be a fight with a cab driver or something along those lines. It can be very, very wide and very, very detailed. What was, if you wanted to share, obviously, in hindsight, can you talk about that experience that was that brought you over that threshold?
I would say it was a very much real mixture of a lot of things. Back in university, me and my ex-partner, there was no names here, but I was cheated on. That was probably one of the darkest days that I've ever had. And I think that was still kind of lingering around me. Around that time, my father also passed away at a very young age, 50. And I think a lot of these played a factor into where I saw my life going. Yeah. And I think for myself, I didn't want to become another statistic for our people and for myself. And I could see myself heading that way. I was eating myself to death. And I wasn't really backing myself in a way that I wasn't in my corner. I wasn't backing myself pretty much. And so that's definitely what I would say the end of 2020. And when I don't know how I discovered it. It was kind of like I woke up and then I was just like, if I carry on doing this, I don't know I want to be around to have kids, and then I want to be around to see their kids. Unfortunately, my father wasn't around to see his first grandson. And so I think it was just a little play of all these things. And then I think also being the eldest in my whānau, I think there's an unspoken rule. Like really, like our whānau was always going to be like, look, we got each other. We're going to take things on as a team, as a whānau. But I think as an eldest, there's always an unspoken rule that you've got to kind of, carry your whānau on your shoulders. No matter how hard you try and run away from it. And I think one of the biggest things that I really want this JFDI challenge, the Just Fucking Do It challenge, to lead into is I want to be able to become fluent with Māori or Te Ao Māori. That's another big factor. So this was just kind of like to help my body into it. And then I want to go back to my people and kind of relearn the language. Because I feel like, and I think these are all my own personal perspectives on myself. It's like I'm looking in a mirror and I'm making my own judgments of myself. And these are quite, obviously I'm picking up on it and I'm trying to not take it in a negative way. But there's going to be a time when, say mum passes away, maybe my brother's not there or something, that I've got to step up to the plate. And so I've got to make sure that I can carry my whānau, so as me and my partner, my kids, and then also my extended whānau, my mum, my siblings, and also my further extended whānau, so my cousins, and making sure that I have their back and they've got mine, which we've got. Yeah. But I feel like for myself, I'm just lacking in a few of those areas. So yeah, JFDI is just for me to take action. Or I've been talking about it a lot, and it's really just about taking action and putting myself, actually taking control of my life and putting myself in the front seat and actually driving it. Is kind of
When it comes to action, and love to hear your thoughts about it as well. Is my problem previously? Well, not previously. I'm still. It's not that it comes. It is already coming natural to me, but I tend to overthink things.
Yeah.
As in, all right, this is a good idea, and I get this shiny object syndrome. That all right, yeah, I want exactly like that. And what I experienced was I was so much caught into my own head, as in I had an idea, really wanted to work it out, like this is the perfect idea, but and in the end, like it was wasn't doing anything because I was only thinking about it. Thinking about it as something is good, but I was only stuck into my own head. Any advice that you would give to or experiences, like how to get out of your own get out of your head and get into action, because what you're talking about is goes far beyond the physical thing. A lot of people, when they think about like challenges, is like physical challenge, push-up challenge, and everything else. This is all mentally. This is more about a challenge to achieve happiness and fulfillment. That's what I'm sensing. It is important though to get off your ass and start doing it. I don't know, like I always say that it is perfection meets. There's a fine line between perfection and procrastination. Any thoughts on that, and how you and any advice to overcome that paralyzing effect that it can have?
I'm probably again, I could be paralyzed in bed for like, and just thinking and thinking and thinking. And sometimes I just jump on TikTok or YouTube because it's easy, and I would be just sitting there procrastinating. And I'm still thinking, you know what, I'm still going to do that thing, but I'm just kind of chilling right now. I think for me, it was more about just like, I can't really make any mistakes because I don't know what is wrong and right when I'm making the action. So when I was doing, when I was doing the calorie challenge, when I'm inputting my food take and taking down my calories, a lot of that was just kind of touch and go. I was just like, well, what about this grape, or what about this? And I was just kind of just playing around with it, so that I could get comfortable with it and making mistakes with it. I didn't want to see it as like I had to get this perfect, or else I knew that if I tried to look at it in a perfect way, I would find that I would kind of fall off of it. I wouldn't be able to keep up with it because I was asking myself too much. So I kind of just gave myself love, and I was like, look, bro, we just got to get through this one day at a time. And let's just start at the small things and then get through them. And I think, like, legitimately, one of the most fascinating things is when I first started taking calories, I was like, I don't know what a single calorie looks like. I don't know what I'm counting. They've got apps for it. They got Google for it. I was just not too sure how to implement it. But, just slowly over the days, I'm in day 19, which is week 3. And I'm actually enjoying taking down every single thing that I eat. I don't snack as much because I can't be bothered putting it in. But it's just a habit that I've had to build, and that's every single day. And I had to be careful because I felt myself, when I was pushing to make sure that I did it every single day, I felt myself slowly slipping back into that it's got to be perfect, kind of mentality, which is a hard one to get out of. I always want to try and get things to a perfect situation or perfect kind of place. but I know that it really won't get there until I start just slowly breaking it down and chipping at it slowly over the days, weeks, months, however long that it takes. And I really took that off my father, because I remember, and this has stuck with me for a long time. He used to be this massive smoker, and he tried to give up. And then I remember being young and then seeing him tell me I'm going to give up. And then maybe next week he's going back to smoking. And I was, oh, you're all shit. But it was an on and off thing. And then it just slowly over the years, it was just like, it might have been started off a couple of days, then a couple of weeks, then a couple of months. But it was just, I saw it slowly growing and growing that he was getting away from smoking. And so I thought, well, I currently, I'm 27 now, I was younger then. I saw that as a bit of a life's lesson from him, just saying like it's not going to be like over the night. It's not going to be over the next week. It's got to be something that I work on over and over. And if I fall off, that's fine, but I can always go back to it. I'm not harming my life if I fall off the, if I go down to KFC and get me a bucket of chicken wings or wicked wings, I'm not harming myself. Well, I guess I am, but it was easier for me to come back onto my path after I was like not beating myself after any mistakes or anything that I fell off.
Right, and you're also creating habits, right? With the 30-day challenge, you're setting yourself up for habits that are healthy, which makes it easier to bounce back in quote unquote if you go for KFC and get that bucket of hot wings, because like, well, my habits got me, like it is. It's not you don't have to see it as a punishment anymore. Those side steps of KFC and I think there's too many challenges, diets, or lifestyles actually that punish you for doing things that you like to do, because you should be able to like to grab a beer or a bucket of chicken or whatnot. It is, as long as you have this solid foundation that you can fall back to, of habits that you've created. And I think that is I wish that I like I'm trying to sequence my habits, especially in the morning. I'm a morning kind of guy. So exercise, eating, biggest meal of the day in the morning. At least that's what I like to do. And I started meal prepping as well. That's just I don't know. Also, like, economically much better than going to the going to the supermarket every day. But yeah, it just also, whilst a fire truck passes by my house, it is not all these things is actually that what I'm doing right now makes me look at with different set of eyes to other people's lives, to your challenge, for example, of what you're doing, because now I can relate so much more than I can relate to it in 2019, for example. Because it's a whole different life. All right, let's talk a little bit about like details about the challenge, right? Like, because we talked about like the juice of the challenge, because the juices of the challenge is super important. That what keeps you going. Do you have one final question about the juice of it, the metaphorical why? What makes you keep doing it? Do you have a vision of yourself, like something you have a crystal clear vision of yourself that gets you through the challenge?
Abs? No. Big arms? No. Legitimately, I'm trying to see if there has been a vision for me. Like, obviously, there's got to be a bigger why, like what's at the end of the tunnel kind of reason. And I think for myself, this is like the first time in my life that I've looked at gym in a different way to just kind of like before this, I wasn't an avid person that liked to go to the gym or even liked the gym as a what's it called? As a place to go to do something.
Yeah.
I was very much just against a lot of that stuff. I'm not too sure why. I was just kind of, I guess every time I went to the gym, it's never been a pleasant experience. Obviously, if you're trying to lift weights, you've never lifted before, and you get, the next 2 days you're crippled for a little bit there. But I'm not too sure. I feel what I can tell you is that the benefits from me following this is I've been able to cook myself and my partner very good, delicious meals at dinner. I've been able to save a lot more money, which I've tried to work on my financial literacy. I feel a lot happier and healthier. I feel lighter on my feet. I've got a few injuries around me, such as my ankle, my lower back, my wrists. I was actually at my highest weight that I've ever been, which was 130 kgs. And I try and not bring weight into the challenge. I try and keep it on the, as a, oh my God, I've lost some weight while doing the challenge. I've tried to keep it as this is going to help me in the long run. And I've used it more, I guess. I'm not too sure. I'm trying not to put anything up on a pedestal other than my own health and future. And then also just being a lot more happier than I was previously.
Right. And I think just to be clear that your why is it doesn't have to be like a vision of yourself. Like you don't have to look like Sonny Bill Williams.
We all would love to. We would love to.
I would love to. Hey, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. I would love to. But like you don't have to have that as crystal clear like that. It is your why can also be like I want to be more happy, fulfilled, having a sense of purpose in life. This is what I've seen is that is a juice that can keep one going as well, like to go through the motions, through the challenge. All right, let's talk tactics a little bit because I know that we set the foundation of this challenge. And any what can you share about all right, food regime? You just talked about financial literacy, super important as well. And as well as a physical, like talk us through what in your view the challenge entails, so that people can model it or be inspired by it.
So I'll really quickly just throw out what is in the challenge. I forgot to announce what's in the challenge. So I've got track your calories or track what you eat. I'll get back to that because that's probably the biggest part. No processed food, no alcohol, which is another big one for me. My inner circle, we drink a lot. It's uncommon for us not to meet up every weekend and have a good drink. Exercise, I keep looking back because I do it every day. It's like normal for me, but then I have to go back. Exercise, so I try and exercise at least 3 times a week. If I can't do that, that's going to the gym. If I can't do that, then at least 20 minutes every day. There might be a YouTube fitness tutorial that you can go through, but it's just pretty much to get the blood pumping, get the body moving. Because I do a lot of sitting in my profession, and so I needed that a lot. And then obviously my last is 2 liters of water. Out of all of those I guess factors of the JFDI challenge, 2 liters of water is easy as long as you've just got your bottle with you. And I find I just sip it throughout the day, and then I've gone through it halfway through the day and I just fill it up. Exercise, I don't know how, but I've actually fallen not in love, but I've enjoyed taking myself to the gym and I guess pushing some weights around. I got a shout out to my man Redmond 10. He took me for my first kind of month there, so just around the end of 2020, into 2021. He took me in there and he just helped me kind of demystify some of those things in the gym.
Bigs up to him. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, bigs up to him. No alcohol. It's actually, a lot of my friends have coincidentally taken on a no alcohol month as well. So it's been actually really breezy and easy. It's just when, like, sometimes when I go for a stream, or I watch some of my favorite streamers or podcasts, aka this one. It's always nice to just have a little beverage with it, but just weaning myself off that. I'm not an alcoholic or anything like that, though I sound like it. I set ground rules so it doesn't make me an alcoholic. No drinking before 12. No, I know there's actually things behind that, but yeah. No processed food. That's obviously been a massive one. That's like, because I'm pretty much like, I'm KFC's or the takeaway's best friend. I was pretty useless in the kitchen before, but now I'm actually like, I'm looking at a lot of tutorials like I found on TikTok. It's like a lot of chicken stuff, but it makes it so much easier, and I'm actually enjoying cooking. And so that was kind of the curveball, was the processed food, and then obviously tracking my calories, which was the hardest one. Just because I never really cooked like a whole day's worth of food. I would say I would always go out to lunch and, I'd still got to say pack and save, but I'd get like a butter chicken or something on the side there that was pre-cooked. But having control over that is actually quite powerful for me. And my own personal experience, it's like taking control of what you eat, and then also putting it down into your app that I use, my MyFitnessPal. I'm not too. Do you use MyFitnessPal?
No. Shoot. All right, MyFitnessPal.
It's a good.
For people that are watching, I'll put it in the show notes.
I'm not sponsoring or anything like that. I'm not going to talk about them. But real quick, if you want to start it off, just Google calorie calculator for my diet or whatever like that. Not my diet. You try and get rid of the words like diet for like lifestyle, because
yeah.
For myself, like a diet, I'd do like a keto. I would say this over the last year or two. I've tried the keto diet or the low carbs diet. Yeah, low carb. I've tried them all just to like see how it worked, and I would say I lost a lot of weight fast, but I also put it back on. And I put that down as that my mind wasn't in the right place. It was more about me getting skinny fast and then trying to get bigger in the gym or something like that, rather than me becoming healthy or me becoming happier. That's kind of the difference that I've had with diet versus lifestyle. Sorry, I'm back to the. So
it's super important.
Yeah, you get an allotment of calories that you can get. So I think it takes in your height, your weight, and some other information, and it gives you like a roundabout calorie intake. And now I would suggest you go to a professional, like a health professional, to do all this stuff. I'm kind of just going through this stuff, and then I'm going to go there after this challenge and then see where else I can become better. But this is just my own journey that I've taken. But I would say, go to a health specialist, someone who's actually specialized for this.
Sure,
And then after that, I just kind of put it into my app, and then anything that I ate, I weighed. I got myself some scales. Didn't know how to work them for the first couple of days, but now I kind of, if I go to eat a nectarine or something like that, I just put it on just to get a gauge of how much it is, and then I find it on my app, and it's kind of fun. I've kind of gamified it a little bit, but it's not a task that I look at anymore where I'm like, oh, this is going to be hard to do. I can't believe I'm going to have to do this every single day. It's just kind of now, it's just a nice routine to be in, and it sets me up nicely for the rest of the day. And just to add to that, again, this has been my own kind of journey. Some things work for some people, some things that don't. But for myself, I like to do intermittent fasting, which means I'll eat from 12 to 8. And then from the outer hours, I will just drink water. But in the morning, I like to have myself a black a long black, and with coconut oil. So it's like a bulletproof. And that'll usually get me to 12 o'clock. My body will tell me that I'm hungry by that point, and then usually it's just like a chicken on rice that I've pre-cooked yesterday or in a bunch.
Mm-hmm.
And then as long as I keep up to fitness, I'll make sure that I like my snack or it's like 1,000 calories is just like my oats, protein, peanut butter, because I like peanut butter, and then blueberries. And then at the end of the night, when it's dinner time, me and my partner pass it around. So she does dinner one time, then I do.
Mm-hmm.
And then by the end of the day, it's kind of equal to the calories that I've had. So
Right.
It's taken a little while, but it definitely gives me structure throughout the day.
All right. So I think this is super helpful so people get an idea of like what a challenge is, but it also that you have to gamify it in order to be able to see it through not only 30 days but beyond 30 days because I think what you're explaining right now is like you're trying to set up habits for yourself that can only be beneficial for beyond the 30 days that are healthy, that fit your like where you want to go in life. That's in terms of something that came into my head as well is, did you or do you experience any changes in terms of interactions with since the challenge with other people? Did you approach people differently? Because usually it also has a social effect.
Yeah.
As in how you communicate with other people. Did you experience anything changes in that as well?
Yeah, definitely. I think something that has given me more inspiration to continue this is my little sister. Off the back of these videos, she just kind of really loved what I was doing, and then she wanted to kind of follow in that steps and create her own little 30-day challenge that she can try and better herself in her own way. And so for me, seeing that, I was like, man, I didn't even expect anyone to be inspired by the way that I did this. And then so seeing her to really put in like a lot of, I've seen the effort. She's like, message me, and I message her back, and she's like, do you want to go to the gym and stuff like that? I've seen her grow over like the last 2 weeks, which is a lot coming from me because I'm not like the best big brother, but I'm there for love, and I'm there for Afi, and I'm there for support. But seeing this has made me has put it in perspective that I influence my whānau. So I think if I can obviously live healthier, better, then it will also influence my whānau. And then also in my immediate circle, one of my best friends, one of my brothers, sorry, I've been trying to get this man to the gym for the last maybe 2 years. So much so that it almost became a joke, and I felt real bad about that. I've stopped doing that. But just off the back of that, he just wanted to give it a try and get into it. And I was like, what? All those days I wasn't bullying him, but all those days I was trying to get you in, but now you want to do it? It's like, but obviously on the end there, I was still inspired by both of these people being inspired by me. And I think that was like, if that's all that comes out of this challenge is that those two become healthier, then I reckon that I did quite a good job there. But I'm still looking for the long term. As you said, just to double back what you said, I am looking for the long term. I'm going to look at another 30-day challenge kind of thing. I see myself as a bit of a more pork, so I like to do stuff at night. I've been listening to a lot of podcasts that talk about the benefits of actually waking up early, going to sleep later. Going to sleep early and waking up early. So I'm going to try and structure my lifestyle around that for the next 30 days, because I usually go to sleep around 1 o'clock in the morning, sometimes 12, 1 to 2. Sometimes I just find myself just sitting there doing nothing. And so I was like, well, why don't I give it a try to see how my life can different if I aim to become an early bird like yourself.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't call myself necessarily early bird.
I remember over in COP, I'm pretty sure you went out for like walks in the morning and it was freezing. And I was
yes.
like, how is this man out here at this time?
Yeah. It is. I think maybe naturally. No, the best answer would be I don't know. I think that's what would it be like. The best answer is because before, like I was just enjoying life, and I think that I would say that I was rudderless, as in like I just was going through the motions, going on autopilot. You know what? I'll yes, I had work, so I had to. As a chef, I was like working night shift as well, so I had a very irregular schedule. So I didn't know what I was in terms of are you a morning person or are you a night person? What are you? The morning thing at cops and people call me a machine because I go to bed at probably at 2 a.m. the earliest, and I wake up at 5 or 6, go for a run, and then and prepare myself for meetings and stuff. Is mostly because I want to be prepared. You know, like I just want to make. Somebody said it. I don't know who said it though. But that person was like, if it doesn't matter if you sleep 5, 6, 7, or 8 hours a night. What matters is what you do when you're awake. You know, so like I was like, oh yeah. So why not try to be make the most of the hours that I'm awake? So I try to do as much as humanly possible within those hours that I was awake, and then especially Te Piha, you were in those cops. It's like an ant farm. It's crazy. Those climate summits. It's like everyone running around with papers and notes and talking and whatever. So I wanted to be prepared for those meetings as well. So like just, and also that first hour of the day in the morning was me time. That was all right. I'll go for a run, set myself up for the day, and then I'll prepare, read up on documents and everything else. But the first hour of the day, that was super important because I felt if I did not do that, I was not being proactive. I was being reactive because I would just. It was that the current would push me around. You know, like it would just do with me whatever I wanted to, whatever it wanted to. And now with this 1 hour, at least a 1 hour of the day, that I prime myself, set myself up for the day. At least I could sense, all right, this is my day. I'm in charge of the day. And it's for me, it was running early in the morning, minus ungodly.
You weren't in hot clothes either. You were like in a shirt and shorts, and I was like, "Oh my!"
Oh yeah.
To be honest, you inspired me a lot when I went to the COP. I think you're a very good role model, my man. Just about how the books that you read. I wasn't really into books then. I actually tried to follow you and do some books. Couldn't really handle it. So then I went to podcasts, something that I easily can eat up. But then also, I think. How you're talking about your me time and stuff like that. It's almost a little bit of self-reflection on myself. And if I think about my me time in the morning, the way that I spend my time awake, I wouldn't say that I spend it in the best ways that I can. But I'm slowly getting there. For myself. I would love to get up and do a run. I can't run that well, but I think that's another goal that I want to get to is be able to every now and then be able to go take my dog for a run in the morning. But you're definitely a very good inspiration in the things that you do just by doing you.
It is something that does not fall out of the sky. It is something that it is just try out things, and you don't be afraid to fail. A lot of people think that's what my concern is with overthinking it and perfection is that it's perfection. I think it is what I would feel like it has something to do with fear of judgment. So like you want to do this perfect there's a perfect routine that somebody else did, Beyonce did, Jay-Z did, or whatever. That's what they did, but it doesn't mean that it works for you. You got to figure out what works for you. Obviously, you can model something, or you can look at inspiration on YouTube, TikTok. Like, dude, a lot of things that I eat, cook, whatever, like, it's from TikTok.
It's so good, eh? It's good.
It's super. It's a super platform. Well, people think that it's a platform for kids. Kid you not. You know, it is a super important platform to consume content, and it is. I'm still trying to get a hang of it. Of like I'm not a good dancer. Like I got really specific hips. You know, like they're stiff as it can be. You know, like So like dancing videos, not my thing. Twerking or whatnot, like you don't want to see me do that. So I'm trying to figure out like what my niche is on TikTok in terms of contributing to the platform. On the other hand, like consuming content from it, like, oh man, like it is.
Oh, you could sit there for hours.
Hours. You know, and then by the way, one hack is what I realized. The For You page, the For You stream, you probably already know it, but people that are not used to watching TikTok or new to TikTok, it is mainly curated by which videos you view the longest. You know, like so it tracks that as data, but also the videos that you have on your favorites. So which video is your favorite? So.
Oh, that's why I keep getting those videos done.
Hey, I was about to get to that because for a while, I don't know why though, but for a while I was like getting all these twerking single mom kind of videos on TikTok. I'm like, what the hell is this? Like, I just want to like watch videos about food and fun stuff, but not like twerking single moms on TikTok. I didn't want to go through that. So. What I realized was that it's not that I have a lot of videos on twerking moms on my favorite.
I'm not gonna judge. I don't judge. No judge zone here.
But it is there was some TikTok. It's a weird algorithm that makes you. So I had to like favorite a lot of food videos.
I had to reprogram
reschedule the whole algorithm of TikTok just to be able to not see twerking single moms on TikTok. And by all means, like if you're a single mom and you're twerking and you're not a single mom, by all means you want to do that. By all means, like, right. do your thing. Like do what you feels best to you. But it was kind of it was showing that I was like, oh, what? You know, like I had to like scroll through like tens of 13, 14, 15 videos just to get to
get back to the good side of TikTok. Sorry, not the good side.
This side of TikTok that you wanted to see, you know, like, why you were on the platform.
If you ever want to figure out what kind of type of person someone is, just pick up their phone, look at their TikTok, and just flick through their videos.
Please.
And the most recent ones, that'll tell you what kind of person they are.
100%. So like I'm super self-aware when it goes on TikTok now.
Yeah.
You know, like so because the step from I can't believe we've segued into this part of the conversation. Any conversation is like the step from single moms twerking to that's what you also get on TikTok is these small clips of Pornhub videos. Because I always check the comments like, what the hell is this kind of a scene? Which movie is this? And I'm like, and I'm like, check on because that's what the people also do. They post like short bits of movies. Movies fine, you know, but like it's fine to get teasers of movies and everything else, and the fun parts. That's what you get on TikTok as well. But you'll also get that side of the movie spectrum. So I'm like, what kind of movie is this? Because it's like this, like the whole dialogue is like Sesame Street. I'm like, this isn't right. So you check on the comments. I'm like, oh, that's that kind of video. But like the problem is, I watched that video to the end. TikTok thinks, oh, Ghazali likes those videos, so let's show some more of those videos. So it is a weird circle. It's a rabbit hole that, hey, if you're down with that, you're down with that. You know, like by all means, go use TikTok for that. I'm just
judgment here.
No judgment, no whatsoever. But just like I'm like more keen to watch TikTok. Like people watching, like people are super creative on that platform.
Oh, definitely. Man, it's amazing what you can do with 30 seconds. On mine, I try and follow a lot more around like inspiration, small business TikToks, food, just kind of things that can kind of help me, give me the edge in the businesses that I do as well. And obviously the occasional dances here and there. I'm never going to turn those down. But it's definitely a platform that like you can actually get a lot of value from if you're actively trying to look for it. If you're passive, just going through it, I would say it's a waste of time. But if you can actively look through some stuff and just have some good time, some laughs, dances. I've tried a few dances. I'm a little bit too curvy on those ones, so I got banned. No.
Yeah, no, it is a platform like that's this misperception that a lot of people have, is that it's just for kids right now. It's not. It's definitely not. It's a platform just like Instagram, Facebook. I think it's kids are really embracing this platform right now because it gives them permission, you know, like to be vulnerable. Like you have kids talking about, I'm going to try to tell that person that I like him or love him. You get those videos as well. I'm like, you know, you can say whatever you want about social media. You also should look at this, that it gives people permission, because people all tell social media changed the kids and everything else, and the negative connotation of it. The positive side of it is that you see kids really embracing before, kids, when they were bullied at school, they went home and they didn't talk about it.
Yeah.
Because they didn't have anything to talk to, anyone to talk to. Now what you see on TikTok, for example, is that they make a video out of it, crying in front of a video, and like, oh, I'm bullied at school, and you see in the comments, people that are supportive, you know what, hit me up, we can talk about it, and it's just kids, it's creating their own ecosystem, support system for themselves, you know. So it is that side is super fascinating for me about TikTok, as well as that it's not just dances and twerking and whatnot, and challenges, you know. But it is also like a lot of legal advice you can get on TikTok. You get,
financial literacy advice.
Financial literacy, like I learned so much. Like yeah, it is. We're all grown up now, but I'm learning so much more on TikTok than I can actually learn from like picking up a book. You know, even though I still love reading books, though.
Everything with that is to take with like a salted grain. Like, not everything's going to be the 100% correct or the thing that's going to work for you. But if you take it with just the salted grain, you'll be able to, you know, sift through what works for you and what doesn't work for you.
Yeah.
I love how we went a little spiel on TikTok there. And by the way, yeah, the community on TikTok is actually really quite wholesome. Obviously, you can find the the toxic people here and there, but majority comments that I've seen is a lot of wholesome people and trying to uplift and put the other people's brands out there. It's awesome. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. I think what contributes to that is that people seeing how toxic Twitter can be. And how toxicity is also gone into Instagram. Like I think it's toxicity. These platforms have already matured. As an Instagram, people are using Instagram more than Facebook. Twitter is still like is like a global I don't know, gathering point kind of thing. TikTok is still growing, so I hope is that like it creates this culture it has created, that it is able to maintain it when it matures throughout the years. Man. You post? Do you post videos of your challenge on TikTok? Yes or
just
about it?
Yeah. I'm looking to, because obviously the main platform that I want to push on is YouTube, but I actually really want to get invested in obviously IG with my partner. We've got a few accounts here, but then also TikTok. Not only for myself, putting myself out there for the JFDI challenge, but also for our other business Mahi Dogs, clothing and content. If we can do it right there, I think that I think if you can make it big in TikTok, that can kind of correlate to other areas. I'm not saying I'm looking to big, but I'm wanting to get our stuff out there.
Yeah, definitely. And I think right now, that's what right now TikTok is because it's growing. It hasn't matured yet, so that in terms of organic reach, so you can go one post and you can go viral very quickly. Now it's really the time to start posting. I just that is a platform that I overthink things. That I'm like, I don't know what to.
I am 100% with you. I think the ones that can get like big on this platform is the ones that really don't not take into consideration, but can be able to distinguish themselves from, like, say, a social perspective and your own perspective, and just to be able to put yourself out there. I find that those people have been able to really make some moves in that area. So
yeah. 100%. Like I, what's his name? Dogface, and all of that. The ocean spray kind of the guy that was on a skateboards, just on what's his Fleetwood Mac's Dreams.
Drinking the
drinking ocean spray.
Yeah.
Viral. That guy didn't do anything but stand on a skateboard and drink. He created a vibe. He created a mood, a meme. That's and I think, it is. It can be as simple as that. And I'm overthinking, like, what should I say? Should I do a script or whatnot?
Are you on TikTok yourself?
I'm on TikTok as well. I try to. I'm trying to figure it out, man. I'm doing different things. There was a while that I posted like riddles and riddles and trivia as well. Like riddles, guess the flag, and what was it? But it's hard to keep that up. Like I should keep that up, but it is hard to keep it all up, especially when you're on so many different platforms.
Because we're both content creators, I would say, and honestly, it's such a hard job. People who don't understand what goes in behind some of the organization, or even just the cutting of a video and posting it up, and then the thoughts of like, oh gosh, do I take it back down or something like that. But honestly, I love content creators. For myself, I love to create content. I think for myself, it's my creative outlet, just like an artist as an artboard. Mine is like video on a platform or streams, podcasts. We will be doing some podcasts soon on Mahi Dogs, and I'll make sure to get you in there, my man.
Yes, say less. Definitely. It's done. It's done. Yeah. So all right, let's talk about Mahi Dogs then. So people know what Mahi Dogs is. Because that's your other passion outlet. What you love to do. Share a little bit about what Mahi Dogs is and what your in terms of content and what you're trying to do.
So if I talk about myself, so Te Piha Niha, or K9 as I'm known on YouTube and other areas, that's kind of my own brand, and it's going to be more about my self-development, putting myself out there and trying to inspire others. And Mahi Dogs is pretty much like a whānau business. It's run by myself, my two brothers, and then one of our other best friends who's like a brother. And for us, we've been trying to figure out what it is for us. And it kind of got boiled down to, it's going to be a platform. It's going to be a safe platform that enables us to do the things that we want to do. So some of the things that we're doing is content. So I get to take charge of that. And we're doing like challenges like 10K calorie challenge. So you got to eat 10K calories in a day.
Wow.
Mafia. A lot of like, it's going to be a bit more connecting to the audience in a funny perspective and showing ourselves who we are and our lifestyle kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
We also moved into clothing. So Ren, for as long as I've known him, he's always wanted to start his own clothing brand and kind of take, I guess, a step in that direction. And so he's taking care of the Mahi Dogs clothing. My brother Poi, he's always wanted to do music, and so we've said like, hey, if you can bring some music to the platform, we will, and like, you will help you out and support you to do that, and actually help you through this.
Mm-hmm.
And then one of our other friends is looking to get into social media and being able to kind of understand that on another level. We're like, hey mate, we need a social media person. Why don't you just do it with us?
Mm-hmm.
But it started off as us just having fun, not knowing what to do, just streams, games. And then this year we want to try and take it to a serious level. Like, we still want to have fun and be able to portray our lives in a fun way.
Sure. Yeah.
We're actually giving it an essence. We're actually giving it a life of, like, by putting time and effort behind it. And I think it's going to be awesome. And then at the end of the year, we're going to see how we go. We're not looking to break millions here, but we're looking to be able to express ourselves on these digital platforms. And one of the things that we always get asked is like, oh, is it a Māori business, or is it kind of like trying to cater towards Māori? And I think for us, what we want it to be is, we want it to be like just any other business, but it's run by Māori. It doesn't have to be just for Māori, but we want to see, like, when we put our videos up, our streams up, that you can see obviously Māori on the screen in a different light, or a different perspective.
Mm-hmm.
And so we quite what's the word? Sorry, I keep fiddling with pens. We're quite it's like, I can't even understand the word now.
Focused?
Yeah, we're quite focused on the fact that, like, we don't want to have to just come out and say, oh, yo, we're Māori, and we just want it to be we do this and we're Māori.
Yeah,
So
we happen to be Māori, like yeah. Oh, I got what you're feeling, because yeah, like there's so many companies, businesses out there that, and no, I should start differently. I've spoken to a lot of Indigenous people, so not just Maori, but like all over the world. They want to start a business for themselves, but first of all, they get this imposter syndrome. That's something that's holding them back. And the other thing is that they want to be seen as a business that happens to be Maori or be indigenous. But what they get a lot is a lot of their approach with, or you're an indigenous business, so you're prone to for failure. That's what a lot of these people are getting, because you don't know how our businesses are run, and so you get this brand on you, this stigma is thrown on you without having said one word, that you're indigenous business, so you cannot succeed, or like, you don't have to be a millionaire. These people don't want to become millionaires, but they just want to be able to sustain for themselves, do do what they love to do, and hopefully get a proper compensation for it. You know, people to pay the bills, feed the kids, and everything else. You know, so yeah, props on you, man. Like, good on you to start embracing what you love. And then yeah, like, it is. You know, what Mahi Dogs is something that I would love to see, like, all around the world, actually, with trying to figure out, like, what do you like to do. Let's join forces and just keep doing what we do, what we love, keep creating content, and then at some point, all right, hey guys, let's try to get something out of it. And by the way, please, like, hoodies or like merchandise, let me know, because I'm keen. I'm keen.
We're getting some new. We're legitimately just designing our new day one. So last year we had like a collection, which like our business model. I'm not even sure if that's what it is, but
sure.
We have a collection that encompasses the whole year, and then we just have like limited drops throughout. And then our day ones, which is our new long year collection, will be coming out soon, and I'll message you, my man.
Oh, please do. I'm running out of hoodies. Like, I'm with all these live streams and Zooms and whatnot, you know, like, at first I was like dress shirts and everything else. Now I'm like, fuck it. I'll just wear a hoodie, t-shirt or whatnot. So, you know, I'm running out of hoodies. like this, like, people like the 0.1% that is watching, like, religiously watching these videos that I post, they could see like a pattern emerge, you know, like, all right, this hoodie again, or that hoodie again, or that sweater again. You know, so yeah, so like I'm definitely in the market for cool hoodies, especially like a Twitch. I'm watching. The biggest reason why I'm on Twitch is to watch Indigenous content creators from all over the world. Like, and there's some mean merchandise. So like I'm thinking of like getting a hoodie or whatnot, just to support them. I'm not good at Fortnite or whatever, and I haven't even tried it. Not even gonna try it. But I like to watch, because I
ever played Among Us?
No.
I
watch it though. I watch it though. Like, hey, people can get very, very serious about Among Us, man. I saw some conversations. I'm like, holy shit, it's a game, guys. It's just a game, and people are like getting very serious about it. You know, like, no, Romeo did it. No. You know, it was people. It's like, and it's so funny, like, that Among Us is a simple game, but it's super popular right now. A super simple game. It is not a simple game, but it is compared to like the graphics of Fortnite's Call of Duty and all the other games. You know, like like Minecraft is. You know that Minecraft is one of the most popular games amongst Indigenous peoples.
Oh man, it's crazy the things you can do in that game. It's amazing, to be honest.
Yeah, it is. It's a super game. It is. I was talking to Michaela Jade from Indigital, and she did a Minecraft challenge in Australia, and it was huge. So like, hopefully, love to see more Indigenous youth, kids, and everything, and just Indigenous people on Twitch and playing those games.
I don't get a lot of other people, like I those that come along in my feed that I see, obviously Indigenous, but majority that come along are Māori. I always try and just drop in, say hi, give them a follow or a like, and sometimes that just kind of like gives them a bit of chip on their chip in their step. But I'm always keen to support as well, man. Even like if you know any out there, I don't know, send a link, or if there's a group out there on Facebook, they have just like a massive Indigenous group of streamer content creators, because I think we're keen to like collab with other people. But
I have an idea for my dogs. Just popped into my head. Run it. You guys want to do a podcast, right? And I think like once a week or something, that you guys do like a roundtable conversation with content creators, Indigenous esports guys from you can start with Aotearoa in Australia, but it's like do the 4 or 5 of you, and then add 2 or 3 every episode, and just talk about whatever you want to talk about. Obviously focus on content, games, and everything else, like the what's new. But like it is, I think that particular niche can be super interesting. Being Indigenous on a digital platform, doing what you love, that delta, man, like it can be super inspiring. I would literally watch the shit out of that, because that is yeah, you don't see that enough. You don't see enough of Indigenous people around the world doing what they love, creating something that they want to do, excel in it, and talk to each other about like, oh, what are you doing? What are you doing right now? Oh, what do you think about TikTok? What do you think about like single moms working on TikTok? You know, like
just resting until we get to that.
Yeah. Hope this doesn't become a meme at some point, or be held against me. No, but I think it's just something that I wanted to do for my podcast, actually, like a different kind of show. But I think for my dog, it would be so much more logical, like for me, for my dogs to do it, because you get the Indigenous aspect, you get the content creation aspect, and you get the gaming aspect as well. And then like those are 3 very interesting topics already to talk about. So, and then you can talk about whatever else you want to, you're going to, whatever else comes to the table. Those are those super long form fireside chat kind of conversations that in these times, post COVID, but also right before COVID, that I'd like to see, that are craving right now.
Yeah.
Sharing stories from a global context, and especially with just an idea that just want to throw out there for my dogs. I don't need credits. No.
At the end of every show. No, I think because a lot of this stuff, again, going back to just to try and always bring it back to what we're talking about. That's kind of an idea that I was thinking about, but overthinking about, and being like, oh, we could bring in some of the boys or some other, because there's some other streamers in our area, Māori, and some other mates that like do content and stuff, and we were keen to kind of get our perspective, and also like in a business way, kind of talk and chat about that, but then also open that up to an avenue of like other people who are also doing either in the grind, doing their small business or / content, because I feel like businesses should be looking at content to try and drive more, I don't know, sales or whatever.
Yes.
But I think you kind of mirroring and saying that is kind of like, again, that's their whole, wait. There was one of my projects last year that I was like waiting for the perfect time or whatever, and so it's kind of good to hear you kind of. I'm like, okay. Come on,
like, what you just now said, I think I would go a step further than that. It's the way that I see it right now, digital and internet and everything else. Businesses, they should be media companies first, and then a business. As in, like, it isn't like right now, like everything should be. You should. A lot of businesses right now have like, all right, one person that does social media, PR, website, and everything else. No, like you should have do the other way around. Like, you should have a media team, not like audio, video, content creation, creative, copy, ads. Those people you need to have in your team first and foremost, and then you start thinking about because. It's not like a chicken and egg story right now anymore. Right now, like with the internet, TikTok, whatever, like it is super easy now to get awareness, attention, and everything else. So everyone is on these platforms right now. Every business is on these platforms. Now, what becomes what can make you stand out from the rest? The only thing, it would be the creative part of it, like and being able to get your message in front of people, So that's why you need people to do videos, podcasts. Like every business should have a podcast right now. If your business and you don't have a podcast, you are missing out, because people love to listen while they're driving, commuting, and everything else. So that is just going through a step further from what you said. It is super important right now for a business to be very aware of the potential and be self-aware as well when it comes to media. Running a business or starting a business.
I don't think, like, just to double down on what you said, I don't think it's about entertainment. Like, what I think about, like, on TikTok, there's this business I follow, and all he does is he cleans pools. So he goes off, just shows what he does. He shakes the bottle, does this and does that, cleans the pool, and then that's the TikTok. I've watched so many of his TikToks. I don't know why, but it's like, if you don't think you're entertaining, you have that entertainment value somewhere within you. Just start putting it out there and just seeing what happens. I never thought I'd like watching the pool man, but here I am today watching the pool man clean those pools, and it's satisfying. It's very satisfying.
Yeah, and there's, oh man, I could talk for hours about this. It is.
I know. I'm mindful of time. You can cut it whenever. I'm mindful of time, but
yeah. We'll cut it after this. Just what. Also, there's and this something I'm preaching, but I'm not practicing yet. Is that we're talking about overthinking what we're posting on TikTok or any platform. There are people on TikTok that are just cleaning windows. That's all they do, clean windows. And for some, they make a shape out of it, like logos and everything else. And people ask, "Oh, please do the I don't know, Apple logo next, or please do Tesla logo next." And the thing is, there's no ROI on that. Because a lot of businesses think about social media return on investment. So, like, what do I get in return? What you get in return is community. Now, right now, what's super important to create on these platforms is creating a community. So what this window washer is doing, people are super interested in what he does, and and he said it in one video. What was the blog post? I can't remember. But what he said was, I was doing this for like 2 to 3 years, washing windows, posting on TikTok, and then it was just doing it for fun. And here's the kicker. He received an email, a request from a huge company, not to wash his windows, but to do their social media. Whilst keep washing the windows, because he wanted to do it, because he liked to do it. So he's come in a strong position now because he had community. People were literally gravitating towards him, and this company really wanted to hire him for what he does. So the ROI is community, is awareness, and at some point down the line, you get people to buy your products or whatever, it is. So it is. Don't look at it as a from an economical point of view, but more as a branding point of view. I think that's what a lot of people need to be aware of. Yeah. Like using the social media, podcast, TikTok, and everything else is more about branding, creating brand awareness. That is super important right now. Because, and I think why I think people should be going on podcasts, because a lot of people right now are doing like passive consuming. Like they're not watching videos anymore. Just passive consuming.
And I also hear the same conversation that people have is, oh, there's already hundreds of podcasts out there, and I'm too late to the curveball and stuff like that. Legitimately, I cycle through like maybe I have 8-9 podcast people I listen to, and legitimately I'm pretty much up to date, and I'm just waiting for the next episode to come out. And if another good one comes along, I'll pick it up and continue to kind of start from the start and go through the podcast. But I feel like we talk ourselves. Well, I think I talk myself down a lot, and aspects of social media. And man, I don't know how these kids get it. Man, they're fearless. They just put anything out there. and I think it teaches me that as well. It's just like, man, be happy to put yourself out there. Be proud to put yourself out there, because sooner or later, whatever you put out is going to help someone along the line in their journey, whether they're, content, clothing, window wiping, whatever it is. I try and see it from a perspective of someone's going to get value of this. I just need to make sure that I'm putting it out there and someone comes along and finds it. Yeah,
definitely. And you just, I think authenticity is what people are looking for right now. It's just like, because the window washer is authentic. It's an authentic profession. You just, so people appreciate that. People appreciate your authentic message. With this digital wall, people are looking for authenticity and vulnerability. So anything that shows that in some certain way is already value to a lot of people. Has a lot of value to a lot of people. And then, if you can be of value in terms of advice or whatever, and it's only a plus. I think, man, like you got your mind there. Like it is just the well, I have the same problem, or not problem, same challenge, is overthinking it. Envious about kids, Gen Z, super envious about them. Man, as a millennial, I'm like, shoot, born a decade too late, eh?
Yeah. Oh, you too. You're thinking that too, huh?
Yeah, man. Nah, I'm just kidding. I'm cool. I'm just glad and that I'm self-aware enough that I recognize shortcomings, my personal shortcomings, that I can work on them.
Yeah.
And learn from kids these days, because what they're doing is super fascinating and inspiring as well. So that we can
even yourself, I think your first podcast, you were in an airport, weren't you?
In an airplane, with the
airplane. You were in an airplane.
Yeah.
Now that's on the go. What equipment did you have when you were?
Nothing, just my phone.
Oh man,
it was a brain dump. It was a great brain dump. Like I was just not a lot of people know. But after this story, obviously a lot of people will know, is that I was really thinking a very long time about like what should be the first episode of the podcast.
That's right. I remember listening to this. Yeah. Sorry,
I'm like, holy shit! I'm a shit. Who should I interview? Should I interview one people from the likes of Moana Jackson, or like who should I interview? Or should be a kickoff event? And like I was super overthinking it, and then I read the book. Here's what we're circling back to books again. Simon Sinek, Start With Why. Super important book. One of the third or fourth book that I read in my growth experience. First book was Four Agreements. I think that's something that everyone should read. Anyway, Start With Why, and I was like, you know what? Starting off the right way is with just a brain dump, kind of a manifesto. Like talk a little bit. And it was also for me, that first episode was for me permission to say, you know what? You just throw this out there so you know what the benchmark is. That that it can be as having a phone and your earpods and just talking for like freaking, what is it, 2.5 hours? I can't remember how long it was. Because you can always go back to that. That having that kind of episodes. Obviously, you wanted to have like productive value and do it with tunes and everything else.
That's where you get stuck. That's where you get stuck.
That's where you get stuck. That's where you get stuck. Seriously, and especially when you do it yourself. Do not do it yourself. Like go on Fiverr or someone that has experience with it, saying, "Hey, this is what I want," and let other people, because you're overthinking it. That's where you get stuck.
In your eyes. It's never going to be okay.
Just starts and here's the thing. My podcast logo. That's also like, oh man, like
that's dope. It's clean.
It's something that I've thought about. That's I don't know. It's the 4th or 5th incarnation of the podcast logo. The tune right now, I'm okay with it. It's not perfect, but I'm okay with it. It's the 3rd incarnation, like the 3rd version of it. Meaning, what I'm trying to say is, don't use it as a museum, as it has to be perfect. No, use it as a platform where you document your growing journey. And people can hear it in the way that you talk, the way that you introduce yourself, the guests. Try different formats, whatever. Don't think of it as in like, you're now CNN or Maori TV or whatever. That has to be perfect. And you're not a Fox News kind of thing. You're just someone that's trying to document things. So you're learning things. So people should be able to see you learn or hear you learn. So those changes are. So I've been very comfortable with whatever I post on the podcast because of that first episode. Because I'm like, you know what? I can always go back to just phone and just sharing thoughts. And aside from conversations like these, and so. Yeah, it is at least my way of starting a podcast, and that's how I thought about it in terms of starting it and continuing it as well. So yeah,
it gave me a good. It's again going back to the inspiration. It gave me a good inspiration listening to that and understanding where that was coming from, and then looking at myself and being like, bro, the man's doing it on the airplane. He's got a phone, and here I am whining. I've got a good mic. What do I need a better one for? I've got I was too. Well, I'm not saying materialistic, but
you're overthinking
ourselves. Yeah, it's
you're overthinking.
Yeah, and I think going from your first podcast, it was just like, bro, all right, we can do something like this. We can do something from this. And then from that, legitimately, we started planning our podcast will be coming out soon.
Especially when you're we still have to round it off, right? Otherwise, it'll be like Nate burning the midnight oil for you.
Yeah. I'm fine, but listeners, viewers wise, we will be tuning out soon.
Yeah. Shoot! Now I lost my train of thought. Oh yeah. All right. So the thing, what you said was, we're with Mahi Dogs particularly. We're a business happen to be indigenous. With the now I lost it.
You must have it again.
Shoot.
What were we talking about? Indigenous sesame.
Yeah, it was overthinking it. Shoot. Yeah. Super lost it. Fuck.
Right. That's all right.
That's all right. We'll keep it for another episode.
For the next one.
For the next one.
By the way, am I the first one for the year?
No, your second one, man. Your second one.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Sorry about that. One day too late, my man.
I would love to hear what your goal is for 2021 for this podcast. I don't know if you've already spoken it with your podcast or something like that.
No. You're actually the first one to hear.
I would love to hear what it is.
Right. So my ultimate goal ultimate goal is to build a Death Star. Star Wars kind of thing. Is but a Death Star for Indigenous peoples, where they can, like what I call a self-determination Death Star, meaning building an universe or ecosystem that they can. It's like enabling environment, safe environment where they can learn or build themselves, so that they can come out as in like a very strong peoples or community. That's what I love to build. So for this year, I don't know if you've seen it. Well, I'm doing all these we're doing these webinars, not webinars, content series. How to Indigenous now. So we're doing youth gaming, where we'll do down the line as well. Definitely, like, man, seriously, no questions. You're going to be part of it.
Mate, we're the X-wing starfighter for you, mate.
Sweet. Gold leader. So what I have an plan in my head, an idea in my head, actually, that can help Indigenous peoples really like capitalize on the use of digital, which includes social media and everything else. So I really want to help a lot more Indigenous people through the podcast. So sharing ideas and doing like a so last episode was kind of a consulting conversation. So she had a problem, she had an idea, she had an issue, and I had an idea or how to do it, how to do different deal with something, how to make use of social media. I'm not a social media guru whatsoever. I'm not, but I'm super aware of the potential of the internet and the plight of Indigenous peoples. What a lot of Indigenous people right now are in dire straits, need funding and everything else. Obviously, I don't have a pot of gold in my backyard, but I do know that to get funding easier, you need to have awareness. And like so I have an idea of like a kind of a plan kind of thing, or like not a plan, a thesis, a manifesto of how Indigenous peoples can make use of the internet. So that's what I want to do more with the podcast, be more of obviously also like the diplomacy part of it. I want to talk about more as well, but I want to lean in more in terms of winning hearts and minds, raising awareness through digital, which includes creating TikTok videos, not twerking, but like it's yeah. And you know Bigo, by the way, it's a new platform. Bigo.
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 No.
It's a platform where people are, obviously you also have twerking people on the platform, but it's a platform where people can have like conversations with each other.
The one with the little dinosaur.
Yeah. With the dinosaur kind of thing. People actually make money out of it. You can earn money or like make money on a platform. So no OnlyFans for me. No, like I did get a request once though. Like, are you doing OnlyFans?
It's always in the back pocket. You got it in the back pocket. Bro.
Yeah, like it's like the Hail Mary kind of thing.
You got your phone for the podcast and the camera for the. You got it, mate. You got it.
Yeah. No. It's no OnlyFans for me. Like I respect people that use OnlyFans. Because it is a legitimate source of income for a lot of people.
Definitely.
So you got I do respect that people for doing that, but no, it's not for me. So yeah, that's a little what I'm about this year. Trying to create as much content as possible. And hey, I'm learning as well. I'm just, instead of creating, I'm not creating content. I'm just documenting my journey, I would say.
And that's kind of the best way to take it, isn't it?
That's the only way that I know. Because right, like if I was good at creating content, I would have made already 1,000 TikTok videos already. Since I'm on TikTok, which is like 2 years ago. But I'm not. So like the thing is, like, if you're not good at creating content, then at least what you can do on the other side is document your journey. And whatever journey that may be, it is your journey. And people, a lot of things. Oh, that's what I wanted to say. People overthink a lot of things because they're all inside their head, and you're checking your thoughts with a constituency of one, which is yourself. Whereas there, well, how many people are on this planet? Like 7 or 8 billion people on the planet. No, there's always 1 or 2 people that are super interested in your journey, like, so just throw it out there and see what people people think, and just keep on documenting. It's like the way that I want to do it right now, the way I want to see it right now, is like doing it consistently. It's like brushing your teeth, like do it every day. I'm not going to podcast every day, obviously, but like do it frequently. And yeah, if you brush your teeth every day, your teeth will stay healthy. If you brush your teeth once a month, your teeth will fall out. So like consistency over intensity, I would say. So like doing things frequently, so that people have something that you're building something. You're building something that, for example, it's a challenge. You're building routines. You're doing things for yourself so that you can set yourself up for the next 10 years, 20, 30, 40, 50 years,
Definitely.
So you have slow is authentic. You have to take it slow, because if you do it fast, it will be fake. So it is, same thing.
Are you
sorry, go ahead.
for quality versus quantity?
Personal opinion is quality is very subjective.
Hey, she.
Like just so the thing is, like, quality. When you talk about quality, is like quality is always in the eyes of the beholder. So you don't know what quality is. The people that you're putting it out to knows what quality is. So obviously you have standards. Obviously you have certain standard, but in terms of what is good, what can make things viral, or like those metrics, that's up to the people. That's up to the people that you put it out to. But you have to put it out. And right now, because these platforms are so saturated, Instagram, Facebook, organically, you have to put out massive amounts of content. So quantity, then I would say like quantity over quality. But then, like, it is more nuanced than that, obviously. It changes if you use Facebook ads, Instagram ads, TikTok ads, LinkedIn ads, which I've used Facebook ads. They're super useful. For you can really pinpoint to the people that you really want to, the plumber from New Mexico that lives in that area, that happens to be indigenous. You can be as specific as that. It can be super helpful in terms of ads, and like the return on investment, meaning that the money that you put in terms of what you return in likes or people that are follow your event or whatever, is off the charts. So you can only counter organic reach by ads. But so the thing is with quantity versus quality, like I said, just put it out there, let people decide, and then adapt. And then you adapt, right? What makes it like
that's the whole journey, right? That's the whole journey of
discovering
what kind of content you are and who you are through the content.
And hey, if like before, I was like podcast because I was super vulnerable, uncomfortable in front of a camera. So that's why I started the podcast. And then at some point, I was people were like, "Well, I can hear you talking, but the best way that I can submit or transfer a message is like nonverbal language." And like, oh fuck, of course. So then I was like, you know what, fuck it, I'll just just fucking do it. I just went on to StreamYard or Zoom, and I'm like, all right, let's do this then. And you'll lean into it, because here's the thing: the why was stronger than my insecurities. My insecurity was like, I don't know, hair, whatever, or lack of, like stuff like that. Like I was so much more concerned about that than about what I was about to say. Whereas the reverse is super important.
Definitely.
Like about like what you're trying to say, and then and when people start, the thing is like, and when people start commenting about your quality videos sucks or whatever, I'm like, you sat through a whole hour, almost 1 hour and 45 minutes of me talking with Te Piha, and at the end of it, you say like your video sucks. Like I'm the winner here, Like
that's an hour and 40 minutes that we got you, mate. We docked that time.
Yeah, So in a way, I'm like, there's this, how you saw 2020 as in using a adverse moment in time to your advantage, to that woke you up in a way, right?
Yeah.
So like overcoming adversity because your why is stronger than what your fear is, So I think that has been at the base of this, and I think it's also at the base of this conversation. Actually, man, I can't believe this is like the it's almost like the perfect conclusion of this whole convo.
It's rounding up. It's
rounding up. It's like rounding up. It's full circle. Full circle.
It's coming.
Yeah. Yeah. It's the Wairoa that gave us this, man. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. It was super. Yeah. Super. How would I say? Humbled, privileged actually to do this korero with you, man. Was super amazing.
Thank you for joining me on my podcast. I appreciate it a lot. I'm gonna have to catch you there, my man. No, honestly, thank you very much for bringing me on, reaching me out on Instagram. I know I'm pretty slack on and answering. Oh, that was during the holidays, man. I was like, I'm not talking to anyone. But then when we got talking again, I was like, yo, let's do this. And legitimately, you're giving me a bug to be able to, like, for myself, of course, I'm showing my own journey, but I just love content. I just want to, I just want to do something like podcasts, just want to do vlogs, just want to do videos, want to be able to cut up. Like, I already know that you got some good pieces on this little podcast that you can cut out and put some places here.
Oh, and there, yeah. Well, I'm taking notes, my man. I'm taking notes. Like, the guy that's going to cut up this whole podcast, like, he's going to be like, oh, there's going to be a lot of, like, clips. And that's it's going to be fun to, like, to watch this whole thing. Like, it's like
definitely.
It's like it's a good conversation, and and everything. If you need any help or whatever, like just drop me a line.
Definitely
Thoughts, want to check your thoughts with me or vent, whatever. Obviously we can do it offline. We don't have to do it live.
Yeah. I'm legitimately keen again to do another rift. I'll be keen to do maybe some podcast, some questions that we can butt heads against, because I always love a good conversation from two different views. But again, thank you very much. Very privileged to join you on your podcast, man. It means a lot. And I'm probably going to watch this again for a few more times. I'm going to show my children this podcast. This is the beginning, my children. You can see the spark grow in my eyes through the hour and 40 minutes.
Oh yeah. No, it is again super. Thank you so much for your time, and I know it's almost like midnight in Aotearoa. So thank you so much for being with us, people. Hashtag JFDI. Do the 30-day challenge. Do your own thing. Reach out to Piha, Instagram at piha.niha, Mahi Dogs. You know it. go follow him, and also kick him in the butt. Yeah. When
keep me
it's
humble, keep me humble, keep me on my
keep him
feet.
humble, and keep me humble as well. You know, like
mate, I can't look at the stream, man. It's beautiful.
Went a lot of work into this. Anyway, yeah, I'll let you go now. People, thank you so much for watching, listening, and yeah, catch you up for the next episode. Have a good one.